Second here. Well, hello there, Carol Dockum here with Beautiful Faces Going Places Women's Success Network. And I am so excited because we are continuing with our virtual networking events here. We are all about creating this beautiful platform, leveraging technology for visibility, education, and connections to support women in business, not just locally, but nationally and globally. I'm really excited today because we've got a very special guest today and host, Deborah Fawaz. She is the owner of DDFaces. She is a corporate image consultant, wardrobe stylist, makeup artist, and businesses hire her to reveal their bold, brilliant personal style that makes a lasting statement. Headshot photographers love working with her. And I love that she always says you never get a second chance to make a great first impression. And how true is that? Deborah Fawaz not only works one-to-one with her clients as a personal stylist and image consultant, but she also teaches and facilitates workshops and gives speaker presentations on color, personal style, first impressions, professional dressing, makeup techniques, polished grooming, and how to elevate your physical presence to ultimately elevate your business success too. Please help me welcome Deborah Fawaz of DDFaces as our host today for our virtual networking event.
Thank you, Carol. So nice to see new faces and faces that I already know and love. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. Carol, are you going to share with us about Beautiful Faces Going Places?
I would love to. Now, do you want me to do that now or later?
Yeah, no, go ahead and do that now. You have some great slides and I'd love for people to hear about this organization.
Sure. Yeah, so Beautiful Faces Going Places, as I mentioned, we are an online chamber of commerce for women in business. And as a former Chamber of Commerce executive director, I had this vision about 6 or 7 years ago to create an online chamber of commerce to support women in business by bringing together the experts, that's speakers, trainers, coaches, and experts to help support entrepreneurs and women in business. So the question was, now how do I go about doing this? And then of course came along Zoom and the pandemic as well. So as soon as that happened to us about 2.5 years ago, I think we all can recall when that was, I knew that it was go time. I knew that women really needed the support, education, and the resources to help build their businesses, right? So it was go time. And ever since, we've created all of these online and in-person events and different types of programs so that women can be seen, be heard, be found, and attract their ideal clients and grow their businesses online and in person. And we do that just through events, programs, all kinds of different summits, empower hours, business spotlights, networking events, lunch and learns. And I know last month we hosted our very first hybrid lunch and learn networking event, which was insane. But I thought, you know what, we've spent the last 2 years building relationships online. Why not bring them into the in-person event world? So we're really excited about continuing with our hybrid events. We've got one coming up on September the 21st, and it's going to be all about Alignable. I don't know, how many of you are on Alignable? Raise your hand. Okay, awesome. If you're not using Alignable, you really should be. Deborah Fawaz introduced me to Alignable, and I've got to say it's a great platform to help market your business. It's a great connection software program for referrals and really just to market your company. So anyways, we're going to be talking about Alignable and how to tap into Alignable. So come and join us virtually or in person. And I like to say that we're more than just a once a month lunch club. It's all about relationships, and it does take time to build these relationships to grow your business. So that's it in a nutshell, Deborah. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my passion, beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com. Let's see, and you are on mute.
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it. I'm always grateful to be on this platform. I met people from across the country and now across the world. We actually have a member in Finland that's here on a pretty regular basis. This morning I was on a call with Celeste, and we talked to a woman in the Ukraine who is doing missionary work over there and building houses in the Ukraine. And that was a very powerful conversation. So yes, Zoom and online meetings are not going away, and I'm very grateful for that. Now that we can be in person and touch each other, I felt sensory deprived when we were only online. I couldn't smell your cologne. I couldn't feel your jacket when I hugged you. You know, this two-dimensional thing is not the only way I want to be, but there are so many fabulous benefits from this, and I encourage all of you to take advantage of that when you can. So a little later today, I have the opportunity to give a presentation to a group of women based in Orlando, Florida, but I'm sure there will be people online from across the country. And this particular group focuses on a theme every month. And this month's theme is about release. And so I wanted to think of something that I could talk to this group about related to releasing and your image. And that was kind of a curious conversation that I had in my head, because I am all about telling you what you should do to improve the impact that your physical image and your presence has on other people. But in this talk, we're going to talk about all the shoulds and releasing the shoulds about your image and your business. So I promise I'm not going to should on you today. Did you get it? I just really wanted to say that. But why should you let go of the shoulds in your business? We all do it to ourselves about anything in our life, right? And I love my mother, but she was the queen of shoulds, let me tell you. You should do this, you should not do that, you should be here, you should. And I keep that little voice in my head, and it's more often negative than it is uplifting. Can anybody really affect your business? So here's just a little example. Maybe I stayed up too late and I didn't get up early enough and wash my hair. And so I'm going to say, I'm not going to get on that Zoom today because my hair is dirty. And so I've now missed an opportunity to see 12 people, meet people, talk about myself. I'm presenting or participating. I feel really like charged up. Do you get that? You might kind of be dragging yourself to your computer or to the luncheon, but it's just like somebody put the charger in the battery, and I leave there feeling so much better, not only about myself, but about my business. So it's a reboot for me every time I'm in the presence of fabulous people like you. So when you give up that opportunity, you're giving up a lot. And really, can we sit here and decide who washed their hair today and who didn't? Probably not. And who cares? Full hats, things like that. So I want you to think about a time that you could have a business opportunity, but you didn't because you said to yourself, oh, I should probably, like, I don't know, have you put off having a headshot? You know, you're really supposed to have your headshots done every 2 years because we change, we look different. And I mean, I'm completely guilty of this. If you go on my website, my picture is over 6 years old. So why am I not getting a new headshot? Well, I'm going to lose 10 more pounds before the next one. And can anybody relate to that? I'm going to wait until my hair grows out. I'm going to wait until I pick a new hairstyle. I'm going to wait until I don't have to wear glasses anymore and, get my LASIK surgery. I mean, the list could go on and on and on why we don't get a new headshot. But we also know people that when their image shows up on the screen and they turn their video off, you're kind of like, is that Deborah? She doesn't really look like that anymore. And you know what? That affects your authenticity and your credibility when your pictures aren't in alignment with your real self. And so that does hurt our business. Sometimes these shoulds come from corporate America. It's always fun to blame corporate America once you're out of it, right? So sometimes these shoulds come from that. You should wear a blazer to look professional. You should wear a button-down shirt. You should wear a collared shirt. You should wear pantyhose, God forbid. You should wear closed-toed shoes. There are a lot of shoulds there. And then we leave corporate and we create our own fabulous business, but those things remain in our head. And so do you have a look that you need to release because it's really not serving you anymore? I'll tell you a quick little story about that, and then we're going to have some discussions. I was in the school system for 34 years, and more than half of those years were administrative. And so I did have a corporate look. So I had a lot of jackets over dresses, trousers, not real stiff, it wasn't an IBM look, but it was a very structured, tailored look. And when I left that, I donated all those clothes. And I embraced my inner Stevie Nicks. And so I was flowy and flowery, all of that, fun, crazy boots and blah, blah. And then I started networking for my image business. And I thought, I wish I wouldn't have given all those sport coats away. I wish I wouldn't have given all those trousers away, because this is not really who I am. Yes, this is my concert self. This is my weekend self. That's all cool. But I'm going into these meetings telling people what they should do to elevate their image. And this is not in alignment with my message. So I had to go back and get a little more corporate looking things. And so that was a positive should. I told myself, you should look like what you're presenting. You need to walk your talk, Deborah. And so, I reined it back in a little. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have fun with things like this, whatever. So we are going to have a conversation. And if you don't want to participate, I'm not calling on you. I just want you to unmute yourself and share. So here's the first should. I should blank before I go to this meeting or event. I should blank before I go to this meeting or event. If you've ever done that to yourself, just go ahead There's no priest here, but we are going to come forth with some confessions.
I'll
Go,
make a
Jeannie.
confession.
Okay.
All right. For those of you that know me, I don't know if you know this, but I have a convertible. And a lot of times I'm like, if I'm going to a networking event, I can't have the top down. But there's nothing that I feel better than having the top down. Like, that's my happy place. So I don't know, actually, Marie Fertoni and Deborah, did you know that I had my top down before Marie's event was it last week?
Would have never known that.
So I let it go, and believe me, I let it all go.
Well,
That's
Jeannie,
so
you
fun,
have fabulous hair, and I know you're very self-conscious about it being tamed or unruly. I understand that. As your image consultant, we
Yes,
have
thank
had that
you.
conversation. But it worked out for you. And were you glad that you took the risk and went to the meeting?
Yeah, I did, because actually I did introduce Marie, and that's like one of my releases. Like, if I'm like really like stressed or whatever, I just take a ride in my convertible, and it just releases me. So I think I did good at Marie's event.
You
So
did great. You have a second career in public speaking.
thank you.
Has anybody else ever had a should that they told themselves before an event that maybe affected? Yeah, go ahead, Odell.
I should listen to a neuro tool before I go, so my mindset is right. Because I know half of how you relate to people is your mindset and where you're centered in. So that comes up a lot with me. Although recently I was on a Zoom with another woman, and she said, "Can I say something to you?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "You need to wear more color and wear more makeup. Zoom is just sucking the life out of you." And I went, "Okay."
So your next should could be, I'm not going to go to that meeting because that woman might be there, and I should wear more makeup, and I'm not going to.
Right. I was like, okay.
Yes, sometimes people offer us their opinion that we did not necessarily solicit.
She said, the walls behind you are green. It's not a good color for you. And I went, okay, I'm going to think about all this. But anyway, but usually I'm thinking about I should probably think more about how I look, honestly, because people do make judgments in our world, right or wrong, they do, in the first few seconds they see you. But I know if I'm personally not in a good space, if I'm not feeling like I'm totally myself and my mindset isn't in the right place, it won't matter what I'm wearing. Yeah.
Right. I completely support that. I talk a lot with my clients about what they need to do to kind of ground themselves before they walk into a
Yeah.
meeting or an event, whether you just had a horrific phone call with a relative or, or a bill collector or whatever it is. You've got to like button that down, take a deep breath, pull those shoulders back, right? Chest up, belly in, exhale. And if you've already set your intentions for what you want to accomplish at that meeting or event that you're going to, you pull those up to the front of your mind and you let that crap go to the back of your head. And I promise it will still be waiting for you when you get out of the event. But
It's
you
true.
do need to let it go. Because that's all over our face when we're with people, if that background noise is playing. So that is the number one most important thing. Does color and lipstick and the color of your walls and your background, does that all matter? It does actually matter, because I have a whole talk about first impressions and the psychology behind them. So as much as, especially as women, that we give each other grace and many chances, our subconscious, unconscious mind makes a snap judgment about an image that we see before we consciously say, wow, I love that color on Carol. It's already happened.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd love to have a conversation with you if you'd like to explore that further. I'm sorry someone offered their opinion that you did not ask for, though.
It was a bit startling. I had, we hadn't been in the Zoom room but a couple of minutes, and I went, oh, okay.
Well, there's a couple ways to do that. There's somebody on this screen that I'm familiar with who is very gentle about saying, may I offer something to you? So you have the opportunity to say, yeah, I don't really want to go deep today. No, thanks. You do
Not
have
ready
that
for that.
opportunity,
Right.
right? All right, should I move on to number 2 or am I? Okay, the next one is I should blank before my next headshot. I should blank before my next headshot. So I shared mine. I should lose 10 pounds. Miss Marie.
All right, this is a shameless plug. If I were going to do another headshot, like I did the other headshot, I would call Deborah up and I would say, walk through my closet. What should I do? This is who I am today. I would get some ideas about a few outfits that I would wear. I always have a pretty good idea of what I would do because I'm like, what you see is what you get and kind of pretty much the same. But, it makes a difference to have somebody else who's looking at it from a different perspective than me, that to really look and see what's there. So Deborah, I know for me as an image consultant, would have my best interest at heart and probably put together something that I wouldn't have thought of that would shake up the energy and have me come more alive and be more present. That's what I would really do.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Linda.
Mine is, I hate having my picture taken. So mine is, I should get a headshot because I just hate having my picture taken. But then I end up with somebody asking me for a picture. And so then I have to use what I have some professionals done a while ago, but I've been putting it off because I just don't like having my picture taken. So
you and almost every other woman in America that I know.
Yeah. Well,
most of us do not enjoy that.
And how many of you are married to a semi-professional photographer? I mean, everywhere we go, he says, stop, I want to take your picture. It's like, no. So that's my should. I should get one done.
I have to laugh about that, Linda, because my husband is the designated historian in our family. And so he constantly wants to take pictures, or this is the part I don't like. He says, stand right there. I'm going to get them to take our picture. He's always asking strangers to take our picture because he can't master the selfie art. So I'm always just embarrassed, right? So I'm not married to a semi-professional photographer, but I am married to the historian. So I do get that. Most women do not like getting their headshot done. And my experience has been if I work with them ahead of time and all the decisions are made before they get to the photo shoot, so they know what their accessories are going to be and what they're wearing. And when that's all done, they're much less anxious when they get there. Yeah, Jeannie.
All right, I will. This is another plug for Deborah, but I did need a headshot, and I was like, I don't know what to wear, and I'm like, okay, I know somebody. So I called Deborah, and I took pictures of exactly the outfits together, so I knew exactly what to wear. And I did feel confident going, and and getting them done. And the best part is when you post them on Facebook, everybody says how gorgeous you are. So just get your pictures done.
Yeah. It is true. You might be uncomfortable during the headshot, but if it comes out well, people will really, really love on you. And your confidence will go up. That's for sure.
Mine's a little humorous one. I don't know if it's I should not, but I should be sure to get a lot of sleep the night before my headshot, because no matter the midnight oiler project, it will show on my face. And so I want my face to have its best opportunity. Plus the other one is I should not have a glass of wine or a beer before, because then you have all the puffies by the morning. And for all that weight you may have lost, it won't matter. So
That's pretty good.
mine's a lot of,
I need to put that on my list, Natalie, to share with my clients.
you think I'll just relax. Well, yeah, then the next morning you're like, oh shoot, I now have where
I've got Chardonnay bags right here.
tasted good, but now it's going to show up in my picture.
Some of those things can, with a seasoned photographer, can easily be, kind of erased out. But when they do too much of that, then if you take my waist from a 14 to a 10, it's not going to look right. There's only so much photoshopping.
I think that's one of those things with all the
Am I
technology.
frozen or are you okay? Oh boy.
Your picture's frozen, but your voice isn't. Yeah. I think that's one of those
Okay,
things
thanks.
with all the technology.
We're back.
We can fix so many things, but then, like you said, then we don't look like our genuine selves. And I think, it's nice to
Right.
touch up photos, but some of these, I've had some friends that have some wonderful glamour shots, but that's not the real who they are. And I think that's the piece I always like to see is who are you day in and day out, because that's who people relate to versus, the Barbie doll effect that we might have all had growing up to image against. So constant battle to
Right.
not want to slip back to that.
You look at these people on Instagram with the filters, and can you hear me? No.
Yes, we can hear you, Deborah.
Yeah, we're back. Okay. Instagram and filters. And my kids and are in their early 40s.
You're coming in and out now, Deborah.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm going to give you the third question. Okay, really quick, while we're still. Third question, I should blank because I am blank years old. I should blank because I am blank years old. So here's mine. Here's one of my mommy shoulds. You should cut your hair, Deborah, you're 40 years old. Like, cut it all off. Anybody have one of those that you tell yourself, or somebody tells you what you should do because of your age? Jeannie?
I should stop dyeing my hair and go gray. I know it's a no.
You're telling yourself that, or someone else is?
I guess I see my sister because she doesn't dye her hair. She just let it go gray. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like it might just be easier to go gray. But Marie says no.
You have beautiful hair. I mean,
Thank
it's really part of your whole package is your unique hair. Yep.
The
You know, a lot of people did embrace their inner silver during COVID, right? It's not a real pretty process if you let it happen by the skunk method. You know what I'm talking about? But if you, Celeste, you like that one? But if you work with a hairdresser that's a color specialist, there are, you know, it's stages. It's going to take a year and a half. I have a client right now that's going through that she really wants to just let that happen, but it's not pretty when it's just all growing out here white. And you know, you don't necessarily know what your gray is going to look like unless you look at your mom and assume genetically, like my mom was kind of blue gray. I am not going to be a blue head. I'm going to tell you all right now, I'm not going to do it. But some people have beautiful silvery platinum blonde gray. But you can't really tell from that little stripe, right, what your color's going to look like. But a hair stylist with color credentials knows how to get you through that process. It's usually with a lot of highlights and lowlights, so it's going to be intense maintenance for 12 to 16 months, but then you're there gracefully. You have gracefully embraced your inner silver.
You know,
Anybody else have a should they tell themselves because of their age?
I should wear what I love and my favorite colors because they bring out the best in me no matter my age. I've had too many times that I took all kinds of hand-me-overs and hand-me-downs, but they were not necessarily the best thing for me. And I'm only 5'2", so some things make me look as big as a house, or I look like I'm playing dress up. And so I steer away from old clothes. In fact, at our daughter's wedding, and I was sending her different dresses because I wanted to get her opinion. She goes, "Mom, you don't want to look like a grandma." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I just like wiped out a whole bunch of them that looked like that matronly mom. I'm not a matronly lady. You know, I'm little, I'm short. And so
Right.
so I should wear the colors I love. And, obviously I'm not going to go to the juniors baby doll tops, to find the color. So style will be a matter, but I'm not going to dress my age in a sense.
Well, good for you. That's a positive should. Marie.
That's a good one. I'm piggybacking on what Natalie just said. I think the should is, I think you should dress however you want to dress, regardless of your age. There you go. Boom. Thank you, Natalie.
So we're going to be seeing you in boots.
You're going in and out, Deborah.
At your next meeting.
I heard birthday and
Oh,
next
now we're
meeting,
frozen.
Marie.
No comprende.
I said, does that mean you're going to wear
Where?
and go boots to your next meeting?
I have no idea what you said, but sure, why not? Oh, we just lost her. There she goes.
Well, I am confident that Deborah Fawaz will be joining us back here shortly. And I just want to say this has just been an amazing conversation. I love how Deborah led us to I should blank before I go to blank. I want to chime in a little bit here because I too fall into all of those categories. I should have, or I should. And when in reality, we should just be ourselves, right? And I love that Deborah, I mean, she is so passionate about helping women show up confidently with their own natural beauty, their own natural gifts, with who you are, but just, showing up in a positive way with confidence, so that you can, attract your ideal clients and just shine, right? Let's see here. I am going to try here as, give me 1 second here. I'm trying to get us back to a regular screen. And let's try this. Oh, here we are. Great. But anyways, does anyone have any? Oh, Deborah, so good to see your beautiful face here. I thought, Deborah, we would just go around the Zoom room and have everyone introduce themselves, your company, who you are, what you do, if you have a special announcement that you'd like to make, and then I will have Deborah wrap up our session here. And why don't we do this popcorn style? So I'm going to have Marie, you go launch us, and then we'll go popcorn style, and then you pick another beautiful face, and then popcorn style select the next. Perfect.
Somebody else talking. Is that Deborah trying to say something? Oh, nope, there she goes. So anyway, hey everybody, Marie Frattoni here in Atlanta. And anyway, the name of my business is called Get Clients Everywhere. And that's what I do with my clients, is I help them get their clients everywhere. And I've been doing this for a long time. I do that through really 4 areas: through speaking, coaching speakers since the mid 80s, and really helping them to make some money from the stage, which is so important today. And through networking, really teaching savvy networking skills, savvy skills, and leading events. I'm a transformational retreat leader that leads retreats in Italy. Yay! And 2 weeks from now I go, and I'm excited about that. And I am the founder and leader of the Women's Professional Development Network, a 13-year-old community that has been based here in Atlanta. And just last Wednesday, we went global. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, what's available, please go to my website, getclientseverywhere.com, and hit the tab that says WPDN, or give me a shout and I'll review the information with you. It's great to be with all of you. I love meeting people I don't know.
Thanks, Marie. Can you pick somebody to go next, please?
I will. How about Mary Kramer?
Well, thanks, Marie. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Kramer. I am a registered nurse, so I've been studying health and wellness my whole life. However, I really believe in blending Western medicine with Eastern philosophies. And I actually have a Create Your Signature Talk program using the laws of the universe, because they work. To put it quite bluntly, they work. And I was thinking about Deborah's talk today about the shoulds, and I wanted to add on that if people are shoulding us, we can always say something in our mind that if I wanted to, I could. And then that changes that negative of the should aspect to something positive. And it also allows us to just plain say, no, I don't want to do that. So anyway, thank you, Deborah. I thought it was excellent what we did. And I would like to hand this over to Celeste.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary. And what a great story that you just shared. I'm Celeste Giordano with CelesteGiordano.com, master sales strategist and business mentor. And I help business entrepreneurs, direct sales teams, and corporations exponentially increase their sales and profit through lead generation, building relationships, and accountability. And I'm also the co-founder of Women in Community Impact, a nonprofit organization that helps women and children in the Atlanta area, as well as in Cincinnati, that we collaborate with other nonprofits to help them and serve them. Thank you.
Thanks, Celeste. Who do you pick?
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm going to go to Linda Minnick, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Linda Minnick. I am a speaker, coach, author, psyche facilitator, and I help people deal with shoulds and shouldn'ts. Basically, I'm a transformational thought coach. As we all know, our thoughts affect our lives. And for some of us, it's difficult to give that up. I have a new workshop coming up on the 13th, and it's called Manifesting for Control Freaks. And it's for those of us who can't let the universe do its job because we have to tell it what to do every day. So for more, that's on the night, that's on the 13th of September. You can go to my website at www.lindaminnick.com regarding the seminar. It's a free seminar, or Psyche, or any other support that I can give you, because we need to be the best we can be. Have a good day.
Thanks, Linda. Will you put that in the chat, please? And if I didn't
Sure.
already say this, make sure you put your information in your upcoming events in the chat. And Linda, who do you pick next? She's muted, so
Natalie.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Linda. I'm Natalie Reeder. Education has been my love and my life for many years, and I have moved into a new season where I created a niche of nature in the idea and purpose of continuing that education process and helping people understand the whole natural, holistic, alternative. I actually call it alternative is everything else, because God's creation came first. And so trying to help people understand that there's a place for both. There's the goodness of, we have to put the fires out. So medicine has its place. And so helping people be their best selves, taking away all the confusion that's sometimes there with all the different brands and all the different products that are out there. It's like, what do I need? How do I know what I need? And I take that through that niche of wellness, taking you from information to transformation, and help make that clear so you can decide what route of cause you want to go after. Is it a small thing? Is it a project? I like working with companies. That's a new format that I'm opening up, is working with companies, because a lot of your health plans are now trying to give either bonuses or lesser cost for insurance coverage if they can show that the company has a wellness plan, whether it's identifying or creating those solutions for companies to have a wellness consultant on that wellness advisor on team. I love doing classes and presentations because, as we always say, we don't know what we don't know. But if we get that understanding, we can do so much better for ourselves. We can make that very decisive, informed decision. We can discern between what we need that really is good for us versus what someone else thinks we need. So I really enjoy that whole aha that people get when I've given them some value in understanding health or understanding the options that are open to them. So I really enjoy being that niche of nature. My logo, if you get a chance to see, is all about that, starting from nature, looking at that information aspect, putting you through whatever transformation that can be, and leading you to your best life. So Natalie
Thanks,
Reeder with
Natalie.
A Niche of Nature.
Thank
I
you.
pick square number. Odell, have you gone yet? All right, I pick Odell.
Hello, everybody. My name is Odell Bowman, and I'm with LifeVantage. We are a nutrigenomics company. That means an anti-aging company. We heal people from the inside out by activating your body to heal itself, not supplement it, activating. And our body regenerates every 7 years. So if you make your operating system healthier, you regenerate a healthier, younger you, is basically it. And my job is helping people take control of their health and know they don't have to look. They can look as good as they want to look if they want to take care of themselves. And the thing I end up telling people, we're supposed to, as women, there's lots of ageism that goes on in our culture. And so I just go right up to people when I'm talking to them and I say, I'm 70 years old and I feel the best and look the best, better than I did 15, 20 years ago. And you can do that too if you want to. So that's what I'm all about, having women feel great.
Wonderful. Thanks, Odell. Jeannie, have you gone yet?
No, I haven't. I am Jeannie Barnhart again, and I help women get things done. I help you create your own harmony by balancing, or quote unquote, balancing your life and your business. I am doing an event October 5th. It's called Let's Get It Done with Jeannie. And I posted the link in the chat and you can register there.
Great.
And thank you for having me, Deborah.
Glad you are here. Janice, are you still with us?
I am. Thank you so much. I thank you, Carol, for having this platform, and Deborah for great information. My name is Janice Williams, Dayton, Ohio. I help people clean the air with active pure technology. I have a unit that is for the home or business. And if you're having any issues with allergies or mold, I can help. My information is in the thread, and I appreciate being here, and may everyone have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Janice. Did I miss anybody? We want you to all be heard. Well, thank you for your patience with my horrible Zoom connection today. I have turned every device in the house off or on airplane mode, so I tried. I appreciate you very much. Carol, when is our next event?
Yeah, so I just want to say a huge shout out and thank you to Deborah Fawaz of DDFaces. Be sure to visit her website if you'd like some information about her image consulting or speaking opportunities. I know she's a phenomenal workshop facilitator and does speaking presentations for corporations and professional organizations. So connect with Deborah at DDFacesByDeborah.com. And she will actually be hosting another event for us on November 3rd. So visit our website often at beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com for all of our upcoming events and register for Deborah's next virtual event. Yeah, I just want to say thank you all for joining us today. We are all about marketing, promoting, and connecting women in business around the world. So thank you so much. Have a fabulous day and a great rest of your week. Take care, everyone, and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.